All right, so the New York Giants just released their unofficial depth chart for the 2024 season. Obviously, we don't want to take these too much seriously. Obviously, these are just kind of there to present itself for the preseason games and how they want to go about things. A lot of these things are going to change throughout the couple of weeks, but this is we're kind of going to be able to see where the Giants' head are at as far as positioning goes and how they feel about the team as a whole. And like I said, don't take it too seriously, but there is information to gather from it. Before we go into this video, guys, if you guys have not already, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Share it with the rest of your Giants friends, and a word from our sponsor. This video is being sponsored by BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook. Right now, BetUS is offering a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. Now, I'm not good at math, but if you put down $1,000, that means you're going to have about $1,250 to work with. Now, if you ask me, that's a deal. Now, the season hasn't started yet, but you could put down some player prop bets before the season even starts. If you check out the quarterback prop bet for 30-plus touchdowns, you'll see Daniel Jones all the way at the bottom. And for everybody that thinks Daniel Jones and the offense are going to succeed this year, that's plus 4,000? I mean, I would take that. I mean, Jones with Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, a couple of running backs that can catch the ball at the backfield, Theo Johnson, and a revamped offensive line, he may hit 30-plus touchdowns. And if you bet now, you'll win big. Click the link below and make sure you guys use the promo code JOIN125. And as always, bet responsibly. Believe it or not, there are people who ask me how they can help support the channel even more. And for those people, I really appreciate all of you who really go out of their way to help support this channel. And a big way of doing that is clicking that link, joining BetUS, signing up using my link, using the promo code JOIN125, and like I said, 125% bonus on $2,000 up to 3 deposits. It's a great deal and extremely fast payouts, all of that stuff, guys. They're great over there. So if you guys want to check them out, if you guys gamble, if you guys place bets on sports, go ahead and try out BetUS, man. They're up there with the rest of them. So let's start off talking about the offense. Now, looking at this, the first thing I notice here is the offensive line. We can go through, the wide receivers, running backs later. Not really, I don't really care too much about it, but the offensive line is something I really wanted to see. And here we go. Right now, obviously with Evan Neal being on PUP, he is not listed here. So you got Andrew Thomas. Obviously, John Runyon is back at left guard. This was the agenda we were trying to push for a while. Once Evan Neal got put on PUP and that there was no timetable of him coming back, I knew that the Giants were going to put John Runyon at his natural spot. The only reason why they had him working at right guard is because so he can be that veteran presence to help out Evan Neal and kind of provide him a little push, right? A little help there and a little bit of security there, because the other option would have been Jermaine Illuminor, who is just not the best guard. Obviously, John Runyon is the better guard. So putting him back at left guard and making him work with Andrew Thomas, that left side is going to be a stonewall, I hope. Then you have right guard Aaron Stinney. I don't know if eventually they're going to put Greg Van Roten to start. I know Stinney, they're both kind of older, right? Van Roten just got there. He's 34. Stinney is I believe in his 30s, early 30s. He's a veteran as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But Illuminor is the right tackle. If you guys saw the video I posted, my last video, I mentioned how Illuminor was putting work and packing up Aiden Hutchinson. That is awesome to see. That's really encouraging. So hopefully he is at his better spot. And on top of that, statistically speaking, from the numbers I looked at from PFF, Jermaine Illuminor is better at right tackle. We look at, the backups. Thank God Marcus McKeithen is all the way at the bottom. Even Jake Kubis, the undrafted free agent rookie, is over him. Thank God. Marcus McKeithen has no place on an NFL roster. I'm serious. I'm so serious. Josh Azudu, he is going to be the swing tackle for now. I assume Evan Neal is going to be a swing tackle as well. I don't know if Andrew Thomas goes down, that Evan Neal would step in. I think Josh Azudu would. Or maybe they put Jermaine Illuminor and make him play left tackle. I don't know. Let's just hope that doesn't happen, right? Let's just hope that doesn't happen. And then Morrissey and Schlottman there. So wide receiver, it looks like Jalen Hyatt and Darius Slayton are going to be splitting reps as a starter at wide receiver, splitting starting reps there. So that's interesting. I don't think we've ever seen that as a first string before. And then we got Wan'Dale Robinson, and then the other wide receiver spot, Malik Neighbors, obviously. So basically the third wide receiver is probably going to be Darius Slayton. I think Jalen Hyatt might start, to be honest with you. I just think Jalen Hyatt provides more. I know Darius Slayton is a better route runner, more dependable probably. But Jalen Hyatt is just a weapon, that guy that I know opposing defensive backs are going to fear, that he gets downfield, right? They're going to try to be, rolling coverage to him all the time, trying to put a safety over there, things like that. So he's a guy you want to keep there in the lineup. And then McKenzie in the slot, Gunner, Isaiah Hodgins. Allen Robinson, I don't think he's going to make the team anymore. He's over. I mean, Isaiah Hodgins is over him, and Hodgins doesn't even get that much playing time. So I don't think there's a place for Allen Robinson on this roster. I'd probably rather keep Bryce Ford Wheaton and just allow Allen Robinson to find a place where he can actually play. I know that the Giants haven't had the best of luck with wide receivers lately, but this group in particular is just stacked, and Allen Robinson just won't be able to see any time at all. Tight end is an interesting one. Theo Johnson has been getting a lot of first team reps, and this is why I say take this with a grain of salt, because Theo Johnson has been taking first team reps like the majority of the time since he's been active. So I fully expect him day one against the Minnesota Vikings for him to be the starter, or eventually he will. I love Daniel Bellinger. I still believe in him as the starter. I think he just provides more as both a receiver and blocker. Theo Johnson is like a receiving threat. I don't know how much he is a blocking tight end. So there's that. But Theo Johnson is very impressive. He has been very impressive as of late. Here we go. A lot of people always get confused with 3-4s when they run 3-4s, and they're saying, how is Brian Burns a defensive end? Guys, really, the names of these guys is just like, it doesn't matter, okay? I want to emphasize to you guys very, very calmly, it doesn't matter, okay? They're going to be moving Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeaux around a lot. They may even put Brian Burns in coverage, and Kayvon Thibodeaux will be their designated rusher. It all depends on alignment. It all depends on the package that they're in. All depends on the play that they're running. So just because you see defensive end here doesn't mean that Brian Burns is going to be lined up at like 5 tech the entire time, okay? He's going to be out there in 7 tech like a linebacker and things like that, and 9 tech. He's going to be out there wide. That's obviously his best strong suit. Just take it with a grain of salt, guys. Like these positions, like besides nose tackle, obviously we know that nose tackle means 0 to 1 tech. So these are the 0 to 1 tech guys. And then defensive tackle is 3 technique. So you're going to see Raheem Nunez, Roches, Ryder Anderson, Jordan Phillips. These guys are going to be in the traditional defensive tackle stance in 3 technique. And then outside linebacker with Kayvon Thibodeaux, Azeez Ojulari. I mean, these guys, I really would have loved it. They would have put strong and weak, to kind of make it a little bit more easier to understand for a lot of people that don't. But don't take this to heart, because I know a lot of people are going to complain about that. I see it every single year. Every single year I see it since the Giants have been a 3-4. So I don't want to go through that again. I'm not going to explain that in the comments all the time. So sorry. So we have Bobby Okereke, Carter. So everything is as I see it. I really feel bad for Darian Beavers, man. A lot of people had I feel like I ran away with this one, right? I don't want to take too much of a victory lap, because there wasn't even a victory lap to take. Darian Beavers is just not that good. I told you guys from the get-go when we drafted him. I know he was a Dick Butkus award nominee or whatever. Guys, he's just not that good. I mean, he doesn't have the speed to keep up in the NFL. He is a old school thumping linebacker that doesn't have a lot of movement. He cannot move. He has stiff hips. He's a good tackler, but he's just not going to be able to keep up with how the NFL works and how the NFL runs offenses. He's just not keeping up. Even Darius Muasau is over him. Okay, so Yeah, Micah McFadden has been dealing with an injury, but he is the starter, guys. I had a scare for a second. Micah McFadden's a damn good linebacker, and I saw that from the beginning. I know it was all jokes. I have an agenda on this channel. Obviously, I am biased when it comes to Micah McFadden, but I think he's a damn good linebacker. I don't think a Deontay Johnson is just going to be challenging him for the starting spot. I think Deontay Johnson only was in there because Micah McFadden is dealing with an injury right now. He hasn't been fully active. So this one is interesting, okay? This one caught my eye. Nickel, okay? Not only do we have a rookie starting, Drew Phillips, but we have Isaiah Simmons as a dime back. Isaiah Simmons in the slot as the dime. So that's interesting. They are really going to be using him as a money backer. I didn't think they would actually do that. I thought they were just experimenting with him. They are really going to use this guy in the slot. I hope it works. So basically, he's just going to be like a third safety on the field. And if the Giants go 3 safeties and he's on the field, he's going to be like a 4th safety on there. Okay, so just expect like a very almost Wink Martindale type system out there. That's interesting. I hope it works out. His coverage has been okay as a linebacker. He's just not very good in space as far as reading zones. But if he's working one-on-one on a tight end or something, I hope it's a little better. Or maybe a big slot. Hope it's a little better. As of right now, Cordell Flott is the starter. I don't think they really believe in him. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't think they fully believe in Cordell Flott. We saw that in Hard Knocks. They really were bummed out by missing out on that, on all of those corners in the beginning of the second round. All of those corners just are flying off the board, and the Giants were not able to kind of pitch in there and go and grab one of those corners. So they were like, "Listen, all right, Cordell, we believed in you the whole entire time. Go get him, my guy." I don't think that at all. I think if the Giants have an opportunity to replace him at corner, whether it be going to free agency, after roster cuts and pick one up, or they just replace him flat out for either Trey Hawkins or I'm seeing Nick McCloud. Nick McCloud has been one of the camp heroes so far for the Giants and has been putting in work wherever they lined him up. I believe, he's a backup corner. They've used him at safety before, going back a couple of years. They used him in the slot. They used him as kind of a money backer. And now he got put in to play cornerback 2 for Cordell Flott today. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but and he's been doing very well in the slot as well. So we'll see what happens. But Nick McCloud could very well be our starting cornerback 2, and I wouldn't have a problem with that whatsoever. He's been somebody that whenever he's on the field, he actually puts in work, and I actually don't worry about him out there. So we'll see. Darnay Holmes leaves the slot. They don't have him in the slot anymore. He left the slot, and they have him working at outside corner throughout this entire camp. So they flat out said, "You listen, Drew Phillips is our guy. There's no competition there between you and Drew Phillips. Both the slot corners from last year are playing outside cornerback." I'm sorry, I'm trying not to edit this as much as I can, and I got a burp. So, yeah, both Cordell Flott and Darnay Holmes, who were splitting time starting between games in the slot, are not in the slot this year. We have a full new slate of slot defensive backs. So there's that. Tyler Nubin, we all knew this. Dane Belton is running away with this job. I'm starting to think maybe it was a mistake drafting Tyler Nubin. He does seem smart. A lot of people have noticed him out there as being a very instinctive player out there. But like I said, guys, I don't really contribute safety in the draft. I don't think about safety in the draft. Sure, is there, your Brian Branch is out there? Yeah, but he's kind of a unicorn in that respect. We know Brian Branch does a lot of different things. Even Kyle Hamilton, who was probably one of the best players in that entire draft that he was in, really dropped down farther than a lot of people thought he would drop. A lot of people thought he was going to go in the top 4. He wound up dropping into the teens, if I'm not mistaken, and picked up by the Ravens, or maybe even to the 20s because he was a safety. A lot of teams just don't value safety. And I know second round is a good place to get a safety. I just didn't think we needed one, man. I was okay going into the season with those two guys. Even I'm not even a Belton guy. I'm not even a Belton guy. But I really thought we could have, instead of Tyler Nubin, just kind of shot our shot at a corner, or maybe even drafted Christian Haynes, right? Christian Haynes was there, and we wouldn't have needed to guide a guy like Runyon, or maybe we could have still had him, and he would have been starting right now at right guard. I don't know, So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's go to the specialists. Don't really care about any of this. Punt returner or gunner. I think gunner only has a job because he was there last year and he did a pretty decent job. No reason to replace him, but I really want to see Isaiah McKenzie out there and Tyrone Tracy. I really want to see those guys returning. I want to see Tyrone Tracy get as much playing time as he possibly can, as he is like one of the last running backs listed here. Okay, no, he's third. So he's over Dante Miller. He's over Turbo. I'm not a big Eric Gray guy. I don't really care for Eric Gray. I want to see Tyrone Tracy. So he's the next guy I have an agenda for. So that being said, guys, that is the video. That is the depth chart kind of review. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys later.